Well, we are back with some more NTW 3 for you here today, and we have a gathering of Bavarian cavalry here as they already mill up, ready to face down their Austrian opponent. It's a bit of a classic sort of France versus Austria, but it's a bit of a different sort of Austrian force to what you're used to seeing, that's for sure. It is a lot of Tyrolean militia as we are doing another historical battle, and this is part of the Tyrol Revolt, which is in 1805. This is the Battle of Bergisel, I think is how you say it. It's a battle, basically part of the Tyrolean Revolt, where the Tyroleans revolt against the French and Bavarian occupiers and raise a flag of rebellion, basically try and rejoin the Austrian, the Austrian kingdom, the empire of Austria as it is. And it looks like there's already some fighting going on over here. My gosh, yeah, already fighting. I did not realize how vast this map was. There's already been a bit of a fight there. It looks like Van Dam with his Wessenberg boys is also getting involved in this fight, and he's taking out some skirmishers. Looks like, yeah, they're being easily dealt with there. My gosh, easily murdered. But yeah, this is a pretty small sideshow battle, but it's something a little bit different. Some of the peeps guys were wanting to do like a Tyrolean rebellion battle, where you basically can see a lot of militia for Austria in this one. But yeah, it's going to be very, very different. And it's some pretty small core, like point cores for the Imperials as well, Marmont, which is a 5 point. It's going to be a very small army. And it looks like, yeah, a lot of just like French infantry. We've got some grenadiers in the line here as well. Some provisional chasseurs cheval, but yeah, nothing like huge there. We've got Lefebvre with the Bavarians, which actually could be probably one of the stronger cores in today's game. People be saying recently in the comments, Bavarians proven they're not that strong, they're not that great, kind of flopping. But in this one, we might see them excel, that is for sure. But yeah, this battle is pretty much just a team deathmatch. It's basically just defeat your opponent or win by LOC. If the timer runs out, there's no like objective per se to take. Tyrol, quite a mountainous region, so is why we're on Switzerland 1, which is the map here, which is, yeah, very mountainous, very narrow sort of battlefield to fight over, very narrow indeed. The other cores in question, we have Van Dam here for Wettenberg, and then we have another Lefebvre as well here with the Bavarians. Historically, I certainly know Lefebvre was there. Von Ried was actually in charge of the Bavarians, but he's not actually a corps commander until 1814 for the Bavarians. And there also was De Erlon, who obviously everyone knows from Waterloo, but he was at this battle as well. All the Austrian ones are. Andreas Hofer is the first commander on the list, which I'm pretty sure he's a bit of a nobody, that is for sure. And we've got Austrian cavalry here charging straight away. Looks like they're going to go for the guns. And they might actually get Lefebvre here instead of, my gosh. They are, what a mistake there from the Bavarian player. And within minute one of the Bavarian armies is going to be leaderless. The Bavarian, yeah, you can see Dragoons here dashing in. They're going to rout the Austrian cav. The mission accomplished. They got the general there, did the Austrians. That is a huge mistake there. So they've traveled a long way of those Austrian Dragoons. And they've gone past. Chevaliers are going to get charged here now, it looks like, by more Dragoons. And these Chevaliers here, yeah, Bavaria, they probably will lose a fight. I wouldn't have said Bavaria's Dragoons and Chevaliers are that great. Don't know how good these Austrian ones are, to be honest, either. I know that the cores of the Austrians unit are a bit different to normal. We have got Colorat twice, who's a pretty decent corps. Got some decent infantry, that's for sure. And actually, but not a lot of cav. And then we have Casteller twice as well. Which I think is like the militia corps, but I could be wrong, but I think that is the case. Colorat and Castle, I think, pretty low pointers as well. Kind of match up. I imagine both sides are pretty even on points. But yeah, it's certainly not just militia here. There are definitely actual infantry units as well. Certainly the skirmishers we saw, definitely militia, and there was a bit of a limitation. Certainly some armies couldn't, like certainly the Castlers couldn't bring artillery. And then I think the Austrians were limited to 3-pounders, and I think the French were limited to a certain amount of guns as well. As we have, it looks like the Austrians being defeated here again, cavalry-wise. Like the Dragoons there, which that's a good Dragoon unit, the Minucci. That's routing an Ulan here, which charged in and then retreated. And it looks like we're going to see another Austrian cavalry unit here, so it looks like a Dragoon or Chevalier get in behind. Whether he's general hunting again, another pretty solid Chevalier going out there to deal with that, and the Koenig there. They're going to get charged, though. They're going to charge themselves off. It's all going wrong to start with here for the Bavarians, but they have managed to win that one. A bit chaotic, that is for sure, to start this fight off. The Bavarian player here needs to start turning his troops. He's just getting sideshot for free there. He's standing looking at empty space. He's looking at cavalry in fairness, but they're not going to be charging him head on, that's for sure. And he needs to make sure he has squares ready to protect himself. Marmont is starting to engage slowly but surely. He's sort of getting into this this town here. I guess the town of Bergisel. It has got a very long German name, but if you put it into Google with the very long German name, it does anglicize it to the Battle of Bergisel. I think it's like the Battle of Bergisel or something like that. It's something really long. I probably butchered that name, but it's something like that. But yes, this battle historically is in fact, I believe, a French victory as well. Yeah, Franco-Bavarian victory. They have both sides have 5,000 troops in this battle. The Bavarians and French do pour in more reinforcements, get to around about 15,000 troops eventually. But at the start of the battle, both sides are evenly matched, and I'd say they look both relatively evenly matched so far. I mean, the Austrians probably have more hidden away that we can't see. Van Damme is on his way. It looks like the skirmishers he was fighting were just some guerrilla-type units. They don't look like they were actual, like, certified force. I thought that might have been an army out there on its own, and I was like, well, Marmont should just turn around and encircle them. Lots of skirmishers, though. Look at this. These are definitely giving sort of like rebels that are sort of like, you know, going for like hit and run tactics. This is what they're giving me, these skirmishers. That's for sure. Poorly dressed, not really in uniforms as such, just given a musket and told to go cause some chaos. Yes, if you're enjoying the NTW3 action and want to see more of it on the channel, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a commentary support. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to see more historical battles, I have a massive playlist. I think it's over 150 videos now, and counting, for historical battles. And they're all relatively unique. We do try and make them like sort of as close to history as well as possible. Not every battle has its own unique map, but some fairly easily well depict the battlefield in question. Some battlefields historically aren't really recorded, so you don't really know what they look like. You sort of just know like the direction people are attacking from, and sometimes there's a reference to a river. Kind of just some of the guys do put some really good effort into sort of finding. Researching the battles and finding like the best appropriate maps for these, and the best appropriate cores as well for obviously balancing and historical. Sometimes obviously we have to take that into account. Like for instance, Van Damme's not here. Like Van Damme's not at this battle. There might be more Werdenbergs or like allied German troops here, but Van Damme at least is not listed in the commanders when you like search him up, search his battle up. But I imagine he's here for balancing because he's a 6 point. He's a low point. If you were to like actually bring in say like another 8 point, probably might have skewed the balance a little bit too much. Same with if you brought another 5 point, might just skewed it a little bit too much out of favor of the French. So these guys do a good job of sort of balancing it. That is for sure. What is this unit over here? Oh, it's. Oh, I was looking at the officer. I was like, I can see this officer. He's a monk. We literally have a monk as the officer here. For that partisan unit. That's quite funny. Here are some of those militia though, these Tyrolean militia I've been talking all about, but we haven't actually seen any. We've just only seen actual regular infantry, which I guess could be maybe like some Tyrolean like units that have gone to ground and then since risen up. These guys militia as well here. They're kind of, you know, kitted out better than you'd expect for like some rebels. I feel like. Yeah, they're coming forward. Still a fair amount of cav dashing around. So this Austrian cav has been quite active. It's in the streets as well. Interesting place to go because you're kind of confining your movement, and pathfinding I wouldn't say is necessarily the greatest. There has actually been a battle going on in here. Marmont with the Italian sappers is storming this building. I'm not sure what's in here for. Looks like it's skirmishes in there for the Austrians. We have had French cav go for the chasseurs there. They tried to take out some skirms. They did die though doing it. Definitely was not a great trade. All that Marmont needs to really do is just get right in the face of these skirms, blast them, and then he'll get rid of them nice and easily, that's for sure. Yeah, if you want to send in any of your own NTW3 replays as well, or you want to get involved in any Napoleonic battles, we do loads of streams and scenarios on my Discord. It's the best place to go to send in your replays or to, like I said, join NTW3 games if you want to. There's a growing community there already, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to see more of your guys' replays. So you've got plenty to send in. Do send them my way. There's Dragoons going in. They're the Minucci. I don't know if this is the part of the army that's got no general, but they've managed to rout guns there that were setting up in the street as well. That's a big win, because like I said, guns are kind of limited. Like both sides are limited to like 1 or 2. And like certain calibers as well. We have got infantry here charging in, some light infantry charging in and helping rout that dragoon with the assistance of the Austrian cavalry. They managed to do that. The Italians have routed, trying to storm that building. That might have been influenced by the dragoons outside routing as well. Bavaria is setting up here, but he's kind of going to get shot from multiple angles here from the Austrians. And you can see already his troops are orange lining, and it's not good. And that's a combat gen, so you'd expect him to do a little bit better on the old morale front. They usually have a bit more. Van Damme still arriving. I don't know how he's taking so long. Most of his army is like, I mean, he's got L5s. He's got quite a few like really speedy units. There are some L2s back here which are a bit slower. The Grenadiers come forward as well. Nice to see them. And he has got Cav in the back for some reason. Why? I don't know why he's keeping that there. Maybe he's worried he's going to get outflanked. I'm not sure. And then we got a infantry unit going in, killing a skirmisher melee. It's a small win, I guess, but yeah, not the end of the world. To be fair, the French just need one big melee charge somewhere, and this house of cards for the Austrians will probably come crashing down. This militia, I can't imagine, will stand that strong, and I don't know how good in quality some of this infantry is either for the Austrians. Cav again trying to go in here. They charge into those grenadiers. They form square, and they've scared off the Cav there, so that's really well done. The infantry, the grenadiers are getting just blasted from the building though for free here, so they need to be careful not to just stand there too long, because yeah, these these militia are also doing some nasty damage to them. Yeah, I feel like they need to wait for Wittenberg. Wittenberg's got some decent shooters, can probably compete with Austria. This Bavarian army needs to push forward. It's being really passive right now. It's attacking on this right flank, yeah, but it's not really shooting anything. It's like shooting a couple of infantry units here and some skirms. With the skirms here, you could push hard with these 2 units, push really hard on those skirms, and then have these line infantry here just compete up against those 2 infantry there, and bring up your reserves. You've got the numbers. Take advantage. Building captured. That building in the centre is now finally in control of the French, the town hall there. And it looks like we're going to see more engagement here. Grenadiers going in against Austrian infantry. Seems like a bit of a micro issue going on there. Not really sure whether it's a pull through or I don't know what might happen, whether the player gave the wrong order. Austrians are routing though. The Grenadiers here are fighting these Austrians because they've kind of moved in an odd position. They're able to get freely shot in the back by Voltigeurs here or the line infantry there, and there you go, routed. Those Grenadiers had a great time. They are going to get charged here by Austrian cavalry, but the Grenadiers, I don't think they're that damaged. I don't know, they might rout here. They are trying to fall back, and they did actually. They got routed, and the Austrian cav might still get out of here, unless that 5th line infantry can blast them. I think the building as well is also trying to give covering fire, but the Austrian cav's actually holding on pretty well. It's green lining consistently. But yeah, it might now finally rout. There it goes. And it looks like we was going to see an advance here from the Austrians. They're bringing forward all their militia, getting it into at least firing distance. And they are, encouraged to advance. There's just Voltigeurs in their way. If they can get right in their faces, they'll push them back for sure. Wittenberg is really much going, it seems like he's really centering himself on the town here itself. Bavaria with the Chevaliers has crossed here and is trying to get into the back lines of all these Austrians here. And the Austrians are caught unawares. Light infantry here is having to be turned. And the Bavarians really need to take advantage. Their infantry is not ready or in position. He needs to advance onto these Austrian lines. And it looks like he's fording the river just wherever he likes. Fair enough, it's not a rule break. But yeah, I didn't realize he could just cross wherever. And he's actually now just able to just go into the side of the Austrians here, who are busy, looking forwards and getting bombarded as well by those 6-pounders. But yeah, not prepared at all for all these Bavarians that are just freely crossing here. And they are going to be able to at least force these Austrians back, if not get a couple of them. They might rout that one there. It's redlining. Yep, there goes one. And it looks like, what is it here? This is still Austrian. Oh, this is Austrian Cav coming forward. I thought it was a routing one as well. But yeah, that's Austrian Lancers going in. And there you go, charging into the Bavarians. Those Uhlans might rout that non-squareable Bavarian there. The Bavarians have also captured this building here, so congrats to them. And the French also Marmont here trying to support. He's shooting across the river with the 5th Linie, and he's trying to rout that Lancer, but he has failed there. And you can see the Austrians giving a bit of ground, but not yet out of the fight. And it looks like Wittenberg is now going to take on the challenge of taking on the masses of peasants over there. just need to sort of address the situation. I feel like Wittenberg is kind of not needed in that town now, especially now that Bavaria and France have kind of united a bit more, and they can keep pressing on here. This is a real good spot to move forward. A lot of routing troops around here, and also overwhelming numbers. The Bavarians can get right into the face of these guys. I don't know if they brought, yeah, they brought the Koenig, which is a G3. It's a line infantry unit technically by name, but as you can see in the brackets, G3, G mean Grenadier. That is yeah, a very good unit. Got a lot of inspires as well. Send that in, it'll do a lot of damage. There's another unit behind here as well, the Crown Prince. This is also a G3, so they want to be sending those sort of guys into melee. They are also their squarables, and sort of their guys that help with morale. So if they do rout, going to be a bit of a problem for the rest of their army. They also got another one there, Joseph von Rechberg, another Crown Prince unit. Yeah, most of the armies here look like they brought their own variant of Grenadier. Wittenberg bringing the one. French brought the one, but I think it's already routed. And then, yeah, you got the Bavarians with line infantry, which are, like I said, quote-unquote Grenadiers. They are very good. Another building captured. What building else was there to capture? Oh, they just captured one back there. So the French go into the effort, it seems, of capturing various buildings. Yeah, this Bavaria over here, I guess I can see why he's being passive. He has got no general. We just saw, like, a lot of his infantry here. Look, orange line, red line, getting a nasty volleys here, and actually routing. Look at that. That is a problem. I can see why this Bavarian player is being passive in that case. But yeah, he's got a lot of his army just not engaged here, and if anything, he's actually now getting outgunned by the Austrians. The Austrians have lots and lots of infantry here and skirmishers set up, and they are definitely getting a better rate of fire onto the Bavarians, who they're not shooters. They are not shooters, that's for sure. They've got some light infantry in their army, which is, you know, reasonable, but they're not really known for that. They're known for, like, sort of, you know, just being cheap and mass, and they have got some melee capability. With those sort of more elite units. It looks like, yeah, Wittenberg here immediately with his infantry, which actually this is just basic line infantry. It actually is causing some upset. Those militia there, they were wavering. These large skirmish units also starting to break there, just getting destroyed there by the Jaegers. I'm surprised we haven't seen the more elite infantry, which is his light infantry over here. Jaegers, yeah, they're getting into the fight now. This is light infantry as well, and this is a Koenig one. They're all pretty solid, those guys. I would get them like shooting, get them blasting. You'll get through those militia very nice and quickly. Yeah, still over there. Bavaria is still suffering. Bringing forward more troops. I don't know if he has got any of those inspires, but if he does, he needs to get them there and just keep them behind the line in the second line. Doesn't look like he does. He's got the Prince Karl, which is a squareable, but it's not, I don't think, an inspire. Funnily enough, Bavaria is one of those few factions I actually know quite a lot about. I also don't know what of this is the other Bavarian army that still has a general. But it doesn't look like that army on the right has any inspires, which is a mistake. He's now just like routing so quickly. This Austrian player is having a lot of joy actually defeating a lot of those Bavarians there in a gunfight. The Bavarians keep coming forward. They are using their... I think they maybe are trying to get into a melee fight. I don't know. They have got a lot of their, like, what you say, their better infantry just in the front line, ready to go. I mean, it's going to take, obviously, passive, like, casualties now from being in a line fight. They also will win line fights. But I want to keep them, if I was personally, I'd want to keep them in the second line, keep them healthy and secure, ready for a potential melee. They're the sort of guys that are going to take you to victory. You can see over here, the Austrians still... looking very healthy, very secure. They've got a very nice organized line from sort of one mountain to another. No real holes in the line. Like I said, I feel like the spot to go through is going to be here, though. You can see that the Austrians already orange lining. I don't know if the woods give the Bavarians any cover, but the Bavarians are getting super close. It's certainly, it's not the terrain that the Austrians can use their cavalry effectively. Yeah, I feel like if you're going to go anywhere, that's the place to go. Crown Prince, I think, is going in here. That's got to go. If he can, pathfinding allows it, he needs to melee from there. He squares, because he saw the lances come forward, but yeah, he needs to probably get to go in there. I'd also move forward with Marmont here. Like, he is absolutely rinsing that Austrian in front of him there, with the Legate here, the cousins of the Emperor. All of Napoleon's cousins in one unit. Very nice. Oh, gosh, yeah, look at that. That was a brutal volley there from the skirmishers. Nearly routed that unit. Well, not nearly routed it. Orange lined it, though. Yeah, these guys are close to routing though over here. These guys are getting battered, and it's because they're right in front of artillery. Artillery, absolute king at destroying morale. And yeah, look at that. They are probably going to get rid of that skirmisher. Yeah, the skirm actually with like getting volleys off was doing some serious damage to morale there. Like I said, I think the Bavarians at some point are going to do and die and just go for it. These guys can square the Laguerre, whether they can push and take advantage of this sort of space in the line, because you don't want to just like let another Austrian arrive here. You'd win the fight again, yeah, but you need to keep pushing forward. They, like I said, I think they need a melee fight. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna gunfight this, especially with one army having no general. And there you go. That is a melee there taking place. We've got the Crown Prince Chevalier, a weakened one that's probably returned, going for guns. The Austrian cavalry too slow. The guns have been taken. That is certainly going to enable Bavarian infantry to come forward. One is already routed though, and I think we're going to see a countercharge here. Yeah, the Bavarian cavalry trying to get out of there. That's going to get routed by Austrian cavalry, and then this infantry here I think is going to get taken out by the Austrian cavalry. Building lost. Oh, this one in the back lost to the Austrians. I guess maybe skirmishers in there. I'm guessing like a guerrilla unit potentially. I guess maybe they're going for LOCs. And there you go. Actually, that infantry actually managed to hold on there. Kind of surprised by that. I feel like the Austrians could have definitely got that one. Koenig over here is so taking casualties. Since we last looked, he's taken about 30 casualties there. There you go. Second attempt. The Bavarians should rout here. John. Will the Austrians follow that up? They could give it a go. I don't think this is the army to do it for. And it looks like they did another Austrian cav over here, try to get the guns. They managed to get the gun carriages, but didn't seem to get the gun crews. Yeah, they're still alive. They're just orange lining at the moment. Austrian cav did carry on. Hasn't routed any more Bavarians just yet. They kind of run into a bit of a brick wall. You can see here the 8th line infantry just side-shotting the Austrians. That might rout them there. And here goes the French. Marmont going in with a very banged up looking Grenadier here. 48 men left. So he did have another one actually after he did lose one, so that's good to see. He has not really got the infantry to follow this up. Weddenberg, really slow, really passive. He has just been dealing with a cav problem over there, though. You can see the Lancers. They snuck up there, trying to side charge. Got squared, though. Not bad. And, yeah, the French here, they're getting side shot themselves. They are going to rout one of these Austrian units. Actually, you might get... Oh, is that just one unit? It might be. There you go. The Grenadier's gone as well. Not really a great trade for the French there. Like I said, this Marmont corps being a 5-point tiny. He doesn't have manpower. Losing a unit is a big deal for him. The Bavarians and the Weddenberg boys, they're going to have to step this up a little bit. I mean, Weddenberg's only a 6-point, but he has got mass. Got certainly more mass than the French. And like I said, I think they were a melee away from just causing a mass rout here. Here go the French going in. They're going in properly. I think Marmot's just had it. He's like, right, we're going in. They're going to redline those boys. They're routing quite a few Austrians here. This is what we needed to see. We need to see a cav unit come forward here. This Chevalier needs to come forward for the Weddenberg boys. They need to try and just go through this gap here, open up a gap here, and just charge in. A frontal charge, I think, could do it. There's a lot of Austrians routing here. They just need to go in. I mean, the Voltigeurs, I don't know if they can really charge, if that would actually affect them, but it'll certainly side shot those Austrians. They are starting to make some headway there. Very, very nice. Bavaria now on the advance as well. The general advance has been called along the line by the Imperials. Again, the French routing and more militia. Can they just carry on along? It's a tied unit here, that combat gen, and it's just more skirmishers. Look at this, 8 skirmisher spam. I don't know if some of these are just re-rallied ones or they've just been in reserve all this time. This is just a skirmisher spam by one player, it seems. Which could be problematic. We will see. Yeah, this infantry line just needs dealing with. They can really easily just mop this up. If the friend Marmont with some of his boys here just carries on. Like some of his line infantry here, they're fresh. Just carry on marching up the line. And they bring up some of these Chevalier. I don't know why these guys are so far back. This one's kind of been passive. There's another one defending the gen. Fair enough. If you're worried about maybe a cheeky second Austrian assault. They are now getting close with the infantry. But again, I think just get right in their face. get right in their face. I don't know where the Grenadier is for the Vettenberg boys. It's probably somewhere in there. Looks like it might be. Over on the other side here, again, like I said, Bavaria really got to step up his game. Even the one with no general, he's gonna have to try and keep putting pressure on these Austrians. They are being pushed back quite heavily right now. Like I said, Marmont done a very good job as a 5-point. He's not got a lot left to give. It's sort of like his Cousins of the Emperor is probably his only reasonably healthy unit. That 11th E is pretty solid as well. You see here, he's sort of getting these Austrians into a crescent and just blasting them from both sides. Great, but I think just move on with some of these guys. Keep advancing.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Just advance past them at this point. There you go, the Austrians doing what they can, being in a pain. I'm still waiting to see this Bavarian battle really take hold. I feel like it's not had a proper line fight yet. We've had a little bit of one, like 4 or 5 unit, but I want to see like, yeah, a lot of guys get committed. I think we're going to see Lancers get committed here. I think they're going to just deal with these Voltigeurs, get rid of some of the skirms. Fair enough. It will work. Oh, the Vettenberg player, he's setting his Chevaliers forward, but he's not realized the stakes. He's not pathfinded properly there. And yeah, his morale, I don't know why it's the other way around, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a trouble there. And there you go, because of the poor pathfinding and the player not really paying attention, Vettenberg is not going to be able to assist and deal with those Austrian Lancers. Small victory for the Austrians there. But a victory nonetheless. And Bavaria again striking out. We've got the line infantry just going in. Looks like they're dealing with another skirm. Should, like I said, easy deal with these. Again, getting pretty close to these Austrians. I feel like they could maybe try and catch some of these Austrians. Unit is redlining once again as well. More men being routed. Who's getting routed there? Oh, the line infantry literally just turned away from them. The Lancers got in. Squares have formed. The Crown Prince is going to form square, as is the Cousins of the Emperor there. Can they get a volley off? Route that cav. This line infantry can form square as well if you wanted to. I think it has. Yeah, that was a very odd square it formed, but it's enough to rout the Lancers. And there you go, the line infantry that just squared. They got into melee against the skirmishers here. Don't think they're going to win it, but I think maybe they just were getting blasted at point blank range. They decided to go in. Oh, I don't know. Green lining. Well, the skirms are, routing. There you go. Cav committed. Don't know whether it's going to continue that commitment. Cousins of the Emperor here are going to get some nice side shots into that cavalry, which could be huge. Getting rid of the Austrian cav, because certainly going to take a huge limb from the Austrian army. It's kind of what they've got going for them at the moment, is the cavalry. It's certainly superior and more numerous than the coalition, than the Imperials, it seems like. It's certainly being, well, I mean, the Bavarians still have quite a bit left here. It's just being very passive, not doing anything at the moment, but, which is fine. Patience is a virtue that certainly needs to be used. And here we go, a proper line fight now starting to take place. The Bavarians are eating rocks when it comes to this line fight. They are getting blasted. Like I said, I don't think it's their play. They have mass that they can kind of soak up these fire, but I don't think they're going to ever win in many of these gunfights, unless they can get the numbers. Vettenberg, different case. He's definitely more of a shooting faction, but he is now also kind of just faking skirms. He definitely could just get into melee if he wanted to. I think he should. Here we go. Looks like, yeah, they are running. They are going very slowly because they're in a forest. There you go. He's going in, getting those skirms. Gonna route that one. Just keep charging into, just keep charging in, yeah. I mean, he's doing the right thing. He's like only sending one in, and then he's kind of like shooting with others. But there you go, routing that one as well. Routing this one. I don't know whether the castle, I've never used the call, whether he just has a lot of skirms, which honestly could be the case, if he is like a Tyrolean rebellion sort of core. They're doing work over here, whatever Austrian core this is. It looks like it might be more of like a Colorat one. It looks like more like the regulars. They're doing some work to these Bavarians. I mean, again, granted, the Bavarian player has no general. That's on him though for losing it. But this flank over here looking really good for the I want to keep calling them the Allies, the Imperials. I mean, they are like the French and their ally, their German allies. Calling them the Allies when technically they're the bad guys feels wrong. I mean, Can you really call them the bad guys? Napoleon, was he really that bad? Don't know. I'll leave that for you guys to discuss in the comments. Chevaliers, they're getting blasted point blank range. I don't know if I can call it fimming. I feel like it was partly fimming maybe. Partly also just a last minute volley. The line infantry here going in though. They've breasted up. 57 of them left. It's enough there to rout that skirm. They're going to get this one as well. This is the Cousins of the Emperor. This unit must have done well. It's now pretty banged up. Less than 100 guys. But he's going to rout another scum there, and you can see they are just kind of slowly pressing back this Austrian player. Cav is about to go. I'm going to see at least be checked by Van Damme's cavalry here, the Chevaliers going in. They should be enough. Oh, it's not even a Chevalier, it's a Jaeger cav, like a Chasseur Cheval. Can they get side shots? Might not even need it. The green lining, Austrian red lining. Might not need that. And over on the other side here, Bavaria attempted something as well. He's gone in and he's actually managed to rout a Austrian cavalry. Looks like he went in for a bit of a charge here. We've missed that. But Austria is still destroying these Bavarian infantry right now. Bavaria might need to, like the other one that's got a general, might need to assist his ally there. Austria and Wettenberg both bounced out of that one, losing cav. I feel like that's a bigger win for the Imperials. Like I said, getting rid of Austrian cavalry is a big, big win. Losing their own, though, is not great. I wouldn't say Austria's, apart from the very beginning, Austria's not really since used his cav that effectively. Maybe that's going to change here as a Lancer goes in. Nope. Squares have formed, but he ignores the squares and changes targets. But he routs on sight. And I wouldn't call that a fin because they'd already routed by that point of the Bavarians. But they did get a nice volley off, actually, routing that infantry that then advanced forwards. That was actually perfectly timed. In that case, look at the Austrians up here. I didn't realize he could just sneak with it. They're getting great side shots right now into those Bavarians. This probably is doing some damage. I mean, just fire in down there and hopefully you hit something. There's a lot of Bavarians to aim at. There's a whole flank now gone for the Austrians. Now they are kind of like trying to retreat across the river here and swing back around. This general here is in a bit of trouble. Here go the Bavarians. And they're going to get a general. They're going to go straight on through. There was a massive gap in the line. Nothing there. And the general just got. And there you go. That's one general gone. I don't know. Yeah, evidently nothing really to protect him. Just gave it a go and he did it. And there you go. That Bavarian player getting revenge for having his own general killed. And then the Bavarians get a brilliant volley off on the Austrians. And now they are starting to get their revenge after so much pain. And they might just be about to just fold up the rest of this Austrian force here. With that general gone, you can see the cav behind. They're just charging on in, and I think we're about to see a bit of chaos here. As I think another general's going to get got. It's just getting straight in there. The Bavarian player, hopefully, he's not pulling through. He should just try and get this infantry first. The general is very much in melee though here. It definitely has been hit. The Bavarian cav killed off. The Austrian general, sorry, was very much in melee. Has survived though. It looks like Bavaria's going to give it another go though with his Dragoon, which is definitely much healthier and a better unit generally stat wise. But Bavaria going in with the Crown Prince infantry here. They rout those skirmishes there, and like I said, there's a good portion of these guys are just skirms. So this could be huge. Here go the Dragoons. What they're going in for, skirms. It definitely is the best target. There's also light infantry in there, which just hasn't moved. But here come the Bavarian cav. I don't know if they're still what they're targeting quite. They need to be careful about that. It seems like they're targeting multiple targets in there, which, if anything, might be their downfall. If they can get infantry in to slow this down, this is huge. The Austrians there firing in, trying to rout the Bavarian Dragoons. Might end up routing a load of their own troops as well with friendly fire here. The Bavarian Dragoons certainly are holding on their green lining. Austrians around them are routing. Here come the Crown Prince infantry. Bavaria and France over here. And Wettenberg slowly just chasing stuff down. But it looks like the player that lost his general here, at least it's giving me that sense, is that it's that Bavarian player might be about to get a bit of redemption here. And it seems like he is actually mopping up a lot of the bulk of the Austrian centre here. And yeah, he's almost just touching some units with his Dragoon unit. And he's kind of just dealing with them. More, that's the Koenig unit going in. Maybe this is this Bavarian player. I'm not sure. Maybe he did have Koenig and Crown Prince ones after all. Finally, that Dragoon rout. He did rout the general though with him. I think the general there might just got routed by road bullets, or maybe even the Dragoon just like sort of like passively being near him. He was redlining, but it might not even matter anyway, because I think the Austrians are finally defeated. We're going to fast forward a little bit here as we sort of just go through these final few stages. I think that's that armory over there has been captured by Weddenberg. Well done. Don't know if it actually had anyone in it. The Austrians are in this building here. It looks like the Bavarians might storm it. They might as well. They've got the G3s there to do the job. And I think now we're just waiting on the Austrians here to get sort of sandwiched between Bavaria and France and Weddenberg, which is just going to be a matter of moments. But there you go. France and Bavaria are going to win this battle like they did in history. They're going to defeat the Tyrolean rebellion once and for all. And there you go. The final few units getting got. The Bavarians actually did lose one more unit, though. There you go. A small little win there for the Austrians. And I think that's relatively GG. I think there's just a few units to mop up. So, yeah, and the generals actually has returned. But I think, yeah, that is pretty much... That might be the unit that captured the building in the back there for the Austrians. But, yeah, we just need these guys just to get charged. Are we going to see a general v general? I kind of respect it. Bavaria should turn his general around, go for the fight, take it. Needs to be some honor. There you go. I think he is going in like it. I love to see it. I don't think this general died, so he actually might have the morale. Oh, he did just kind of just... A lot of his troops just died there. I think that might have been a bit early from the charge, but there you go. General gone. Then we just need to see the charge there. And I think that is then a GG. Another building being taken by... And a general dying. Very nice, sending him in. And then that should get us the end result. There you go. So, yes, those end results on your screen now. You can enjoy looking at those. This is sent in, I believe, by Ibrahim. So, it's from his perspective as one of the Bavarian players. And, yeah, you can have a look at all the end results there if you want to. We'll have a quick look at the kills here for Ibrahim. 175 kills with his Koenig line infantry, those grenadiers. Another one of those Koenigs getting 153 kills. The Crown Prince getting 126. No surprise that it's the line infantry / grenadiers getting the most kills here. 107 with the line infantry there. And then, yeah, we got all the rest of the kills there if you want to have a look at those. And... yeah, there you go. Even Lefavre there getting a mighty 8 kills at the end. But there you go, guys. That is today's NTW3 battle. If you did enjoy and want to see more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here. Check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now as well. And I'll see you, folks, in the next one. Bye for now.